Me.
Oh, it's her husband.
Wollten mir dann voll mit Zayim, glücklich ausgelässt und Ohren,
Miriam Hoffman. Hey.
Wollte haben sich schön gespalten, nur in Durchgehen in der Truppen, wollte uns damals nicht gegossen sein.
Dai, dai, jeno, dai, dai, jeno, dai, dai, jeno, dai, jeno, dai, jeno, dai, jeno, dai, dai, jeno, dai, dai, jeno, dai, dai, jeno, dai, jeno, dai, jeno. Wollten mir im Scheuner Iber, nicht gekannt noch Iberkommen, 40 Jahre größen Winter, dai, jeno.
Wollten mir die 40 Jahre schon in der Mitte durchgekommen und jemand dort nicht gefunden sein.
Wollten mir dort Mann gefunden, und dem Schabes nicht bekommen und zum Sinai nicht gekommen,
Wollten wir zum Sinai kommen, noch die Teure nicht bekommen, das Volk und Teure nicht geworden,
Oh,
Sehr
oh,
schön.
hysterical. There's something about a child speaking Yiddish that just really, I guess I spoke it, but I mean, when I see a kid, oh, wonderful.
They go
Oh.
to Ziesel is a musical genius, and Dinah, that little one, has been singing since she could barely talk, and they're just amazing. They go to Yiddishland.
Yeah.
It's just fabulous to be around them. She's older than that now. That was a while ago.
Ja, ich weiß, the kind is, no, since sie is
A pitzela.
a pitzela. Sie is sehr schön. Oh,
Oh God.
sehr schön.
His
Okay.
mother was the Yiddish teacher at Columbia, Miriam Hoffman.
No.
That's Hoffman, am I
No,
right?
no, no,
No,
no,
it's
name.
not.
Oh, that's
Not
not.
the
Oh, I
same.
made
Een andere. Nou, is van Russia.
Oh, never.
Ik heb
Oh, I was.
Greece, Papa Mama of Zitzel, and I forget where they're from, but they live. Yeah, they still live in Europe.
Okay, let's read what Maurice sent us. So, Mariv, if you can share it now. Okay. So let's read first the English. So, Andrew, if you can first read.
Yaakov Schwartz was born in 1885 in Petrushun, near Kovno, Lithuania, and died in New York in 1971. He wrote poetry and worked with Zalman Shneur to translate and publish works by Bialik. Dmitry Zisoslovich, originally from Belarus, has directed the Litvakus klezmer brand, the Zisoslovich Trio, and the Zisoslovich Ensemble. He has performed in many national theater Volksbein productions, including the Yiddish Fiddler on the Roof. 10-year-old Dana Slipovich performs at the Workmen's Circle Yiddishland Retreat.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah, that's it. Yeah. Thank you, Andrew. So let's start reading the English. Leah, can you start reading it?
You know what? I only see the first 4 lines.
Okay, so leave.
Right. I don't see it on the screen. I only see the first 4 lines.
Okay, so leave it. Leave it. We will, I'll come to you later. Leave it. Steve, do you see it?
Ja, ik
Okay. Okay, line.
Wat mir nur von Mitzrayim glücklich ausgelesen geworden. Noch der Jom sich nicht gespalten Diana.
Okay, so can you translate it, please?
Well, would he only take us out of Egypt, but not cross the sea, Diana.
Okay, so another 2 lines, please.
You really want to just keep doing this till I don't know.
No. Just the
Say Diana.
Weil der Jam sich nicht gespalten, nur im Durchgehen in der Trockenwald uns demalt nicht gegolten. Diana. Okay, would we have crossed? Would have crossed the water, the Yam, but
no. If the Yam would not have split up.
right. Gespalten,
Gespalten,
right.
to split.
If the sea wouldn't have split, nor through the water, we would have then not what is gegolten?
Tell you the truth, I don't know. What is
Succeed.
A Duncan gun?
Succeed. It comes from gilten, gegolten, to
Mhm.
succeed.
To
Oh,
succeed?
we have not. All right, we did not get it.
Yeah.
We have not gone through the water. That would have been
And-
okay too.
What is the definition of demult?
Then
Then. Okay, Elaine, yes?
I can you do the second part of the 3rd line? If the sea hadn't split,
Split.
what is nor
No,
im
im Durchgehen in the Trocken and
durchgehen is get through, to go
and
through.
we went through. And we went through.
One person, please.
Went through dry.
And we went
Dry.
through dry land.
Okay,
Something
so
like
if the sea hadn't split and we only went through dry land, and then I totally could not get the next sentence. Can
Okay,
you do that one
okay.
again?
I think Rafael raised his hand, so he will.
I don't think you'd use the word split in
Okay.
English. You said if the seas hadn't parted.
Yeah,
But
hard
split, we
split.
use split,
Water
same,
doesn't-
same.
Water
Okay,
doesn't split.
guys. Rafael, yes.
Okay, the subject of the second part is durchgehen. So durchgehen, although it's a verb, here it's being used as a noun, a gerund. So, but it, to go through in the dry, had not then been
Succeeded.
successful for us, it would have been enough. So it's the Yiddish and the English don't match up very well, but durchgehen is the subject. Durchgehen hat gegolten.
Can you say
The travel
Okay.
through had succeeded uns for us.
Okay,
So in English,
Claire?
I'd say, yeah. Does that help?
No,
Yes.
okay, so do the translation of the 4th line.
You can't translate the 4th line by itself because the subject is in the previous line. So I'll just give you the subject, which is durchgehen. Wollten's demult nicht gegolten. Traveling through would us then not have succeeded.
Got it.
Yeah? Okay?
Thank you.
Okay. Claire, yeah, Rafael. You wanted
Sorry,
to
I was
say-
just trying to lower the hand.
to lower, and it
Yeah.
came up again.
Thanks.
Okay, great. So, Elaine, can you continue to read
Sure.
and see?
Sure. Okay. Wollten mir ihm schon arriber nicht gekannt nur überkommen. If
You use the
w-
cursor so we can follow.
Yeah. I don't know where we are.
okay,
Highlighting it with.
You highlighted it.
She highlighted it.
it's
Oh,
highlighted.
no, okay, I didn't know if we were still on there. Okay.
Hold on. 40 Jahre in Größen Midber Dianu. It would have already been enough if we couldn't get through 40 years in the big desert.
Okay, yeah, go on. Tomorrow.
Wollten mir die 40 Jahre schon in dem Midber durchgekommen. If we had for 40 years already in the desert coped or reached an agreement, I couldn't get that.
Come
And
through.
not have
had
and not have
overcome it.
found anything there. What
What?
is durchgekommen? I could
think-
not
Overcome.
To overcome.
Yeah.
overcome. Okay, if we had for 40 years already in the desert coped and overcome and not found anything there, Diana.
Okay.
I think it's actually come through, not, it's
Yeah.
not like, there's a
Oh.
slight difference, but.
Mhm.
You mean
through,
durchgekommen is come through?
Yeah, come through.
Durch means through.
Kommen durch. Kommen durch.
Durch,
Yeah,
durch
going
means through, so durchgekommen would be come through,
Come
Come
Okay.
through. Yeah.
Rafael, yeah.
or came through.
Yeah, I'd like to point out that that third
I
word
have
in the
a
second line.
A question, Cain, Mon, that was manna, wasn't it?
Manna, right.
Yeah.
Yes, manna.
Yes, that's what I was going to say. That's the direct object of gefunden, and we had not found there any manna.
Ah, okay.
Okay. Okay. So, okay, Cookie, now you.
Okay. Oh, boy. Wollten wir dort men gefunden nur dem Shabbos nicht bekommen zu
Sinai.
that word.
Sinai.
Zu seiner
Sinai.
nicht gekommen Diana. If we didn't dort if we didn't find the Shabbos,
No, we
No.
didn't find manna.
nicht gefunden nur dem Shabbos, what, that's wrong?
Yeah, that's wrong. If we didn't find the manna, you say manna in English?
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay,
Manna.
manna. Yeah,
Which
it's
is-
manna.
Which manna?
Shabbos? Nicht bekommen, if we didn't get what the Shabbos, if we didn't get
Yes.
Shabbos,
Yes.
if we didn't
Yeah.
get Shabbos und zum seiner nicht gekommen,
Sinai,
and to us it didn't come.
Sinai.
We didn't
Sinai.
get it.
Sinai.
Sinai.
Oh, it's Sinai. I didn't know what that word was. Thank
And
you.
we didn't come to
No.
Sinai.
And if we didn't get to Sinai, we didn't get to it, that would have been enough too.
But someone said something about manna.
Yeah, what
Yeah.
is
Yeah.
what
Which
is
is
It's
manna.
manna.
Oh, okay, so it's Hebrew, so it's hard to,
It's Hebrew, yes.
yeah.
yeah, but what is manna? What is manna?
It's
I
what
don't
we
know,
ate.
bread?
Manna from heaven.
Yeah,
Yeah.
what is it?
What is manna, and what is yours is yours.
Is it manna? Manna is the food that the Israelites survived on for
course.
40 years, and supposedly it fell like dew every
From
morning,
heaven.
and they could only take as much as they needed because it would spoil if they tried to keep it overnight, and it supposedly tasted like whatever they wanted it to taste like. That's what
Oh,
I've read.
Oh, it's like
Yeah,
a
Okay.
manna from heaven.
oh,
So-
so
Yeah.
it's like a
From heaven.
fantasy.
Magic food.
Oh,
Yes.
magic food. Okay.
Okay,
I never-
Cookie, you want to continue?
Oh, I'd love to say, yeah, sure.
Go.
I can. Wollten wir zum Sinai gekommen, nur die Teure nicht bekommen. Das Volk von Teure nicht geworden, Dayenu.
Okay.
Wollten wir in other words, if we got to Sinai,
Yes.
if that was enough, no, and the Torah, we didn't even get the Torah, that would have been enough too.
No, and we
No,
wouldn't become the folk of
We
the Torah.
wouldn't become the
people
folk,
of
the
the
nation
Torah.
of
people
the
of the
Torah.
Torah.
Yeah.
And if we
Then
wouldn't
it would
become the
be-
people of the Torah, that would have been enough.
Yes.
Thank you so much for letting me read.
Any
I want
comments,
you
Rafael? Your hand is up, I see. Rafael?
That's because I keep forgetting to put it down again.
Ah,
Sorry.
okay.
You know, I just want to
just
say,
see-
we only did this in Hebrew. Everything was in Hebrew, so we never knew what we were saying. I mean, a little bit we knew, but this is the first time I actually understand
what you
all
are singing. Okay, good.
Well, there is one thing I can say, and that is the translator here, Yud Schwartz, was better known, well, maybe also known, for a long epic poem he wrote when he lived in my town, Lexington, and his poem is called Kentucky.
Oh,
And
yeah.
so that's more of what he's known for than maybe this translation.
I thought of
Very
doing Kentucky. I thought of doing Kentucky, but it's so long that it's a bit, it's too much. Not now. We will do it one day. Maybe part of it. Elaine, yes?
But just a comment first, and then my question. Who would have thought that Kentucky would be a hotbed of Yiddish? It's just like when the poet wrote this big poem. Anyway, the first, going back to the first sentence, Glickliff. I'm just having trouble with the word. Can you repeat the meaning of the first sentence again? I somewhere or other, Glickliff, I don't know how. Is it, I was lucky enough to be saved from Egypt?
Which line is it?
Goldmir nur von Mitzrayim glücklich ausgelesen geworden.
Yeah, if we would have come out, if we luckily would have come out from Egypt.
If we had only luckily.
Got out.
Okay.
Got out from Egypt.
I mean, the whole song of Dayenu is, if you'd only given us a little bit and that was it, thank you very much. Thank you.
Yes. Very good.
That's the whole translation. Doesn't matter. Just change the words.
Yeah, that's the gist of it.
Desert, whatever it is.
Right,
Whatever you give us, thank you. Thank you very much.
But it's a chronology.
Yeah. It once goes after the other, yeah. Okay, we can listen to it once again. If Marie will stop the sharing and I will start the sharing. And okay.
Wollten wir dann von Mitzrayim glücklich ausgelöst geworden, nach dem Jam sich nicht gesprochen, Dayenu.
Wollt der Jam sich schön gespalten, nur in Durken in der Truppen, wollt uns der Mal nicht gegossen, Dayenu.
Dayenu, 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 mir im Scheuner Iber, nicht gekannt noch überkommen, 40 Jahre in Größen mit der Dayenu.
Wollten mir die 40 Jahre schon in der Mitte durchgekommen und jemand dort nicht gefunden, Dayenu.
Dayenu, Dayenu, man gefunden, und dem Schabes nicht bekommen, und zum Sinai nicht gekommen, dayeno.
Wollten wir zum Sinai kommen, nur die Teure nicht bekommen, das Volk und Teure nicht geworden, dayeno.
Dayeno, 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 dayeno.
Okay.
Oh, beautiful.
Afarganegen.
Afarganigen. Afarganigen. Yeah. Okay, so if you all remember, next week we are celebrating our Dritter Seder, and that's part of it. So if you still haven't answered me or Barbara and you want a part to read, please write me an email and I'll send you a part to read. Alvin,
Minna,
I
did you,
think
have you sent any of them out yet?
I sent you, yes, I already sent you.
Oh, I gotta find it. All right.
Okay, you know what, I'll send you again.
Yeah,
Okay.
me too, me too.
You can
No,
send it to
I
me.
don't-
Send it to me again too.
Okay, I'm starting a list.
I'm glad I'm not the only one.
Print them out. That's what I
It's
did.
somewhere on my computer, but I don't know if I can find
Yeah,
it.
print it out. That's what I did.
Well, I didn't do
Because
that.
mine,
The list I will send, whoever tells me now, I'll send you again. Alvin, you didn't answer me. Can you want to read something? Can you read something? Alvin,
Yeah, yes.
you want to read something or?
Yeah.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Okay, so I'll send you something.
So are we going to do anything like dipping? I think I had mentioned before. Are we?
You do what you want.
Yeah.
You're
Okay.
gonna be in your own house.
Oh, I found mine. I don't need you to send it to me.
I think she's going to send it to everybody.
That's even more difficult. If she
I
puts you on the
found
list, now
mine,
she's got to take you
Minna.
off the list. It's
Minna,
exhausting.
I found mine.
How can
Okay.
you find it? How can you find it when the screen is on? I don't know.
Because you can minimize
Oh,
the
forget
that
about
and
it,
look
forget
at the
about
other.
it.
We're like a bunch of children. Mommy, I can't find my stuff. Oh, I found it.
Yeah, okay, I see Barbara raised the hand.
Well, if you
Barbara,
don't
please.
mind my just remarking to those who haven't had this experience before, remember, we only do the Yiddish. So don't start reading the English. That's not necessary. We would never get done. So we only do the Yiddish, move from one selection to the other in the Yiddish.
But the English will be on the thing. Is the English on
No, it is not.
No, we
Just
read
the
it
Yiddish.
Haggadah. Yeah, we read our Haggadah from front to back. We don't discuss it. We're reading it.
I know,
Right.
but
It's
it's
like you
right.
read any
on
Haggadah.
the on
That's
Are you allowed to ask a question if you don't understand the word?
No,
not at that time.
This
Write
is
down.
a performance. It's a performance. We're
You
not.
all sound like my father. Maturnit fragen.
Kennst fragen, aber den Uchten. Write down what you want to ask and ask afterwards, okay?
Du kannst fragen, aber man wird dir nicht empfehlen.
Oh.
Okay, Beverly, you wanted to ask something?
I was just saying, will the English be on the screen?
No, on the screen will be only the Yiddish. Once Michael sent it to me, didn't send it to me yet. I asked him, well, maybe later I will remind him. Yeah, it will be only in Yiddish. The screen, the PowerPoint is only in Yiddish. Okay? Okay. Any question or anything else, you can just email me or email Barbara, please. Okay?
What a
Rochelle,
tough crowd.
and it will be 10 o'clock, not 10:30, 10 o'clock.
Oh.
Oh,
Well,
When
it's
I-
11,
o'clock.
it's 11 for us on Eastern time.
Exactly. I will send a reminder. I will send a reminder.
Oh,
Rochelle, please.
When just a little anecdote, when I was a child and we had the family Seder, we had one very religious uncle, and he would do the whole Seder, one page or one idea at a time in Hebrew, translate it into Yiddish and make us translate it into English, and dinner was at midnight.
Oh,
right,
wow.
that's right.
But we learned.
We
Okay,
too.
you want to
You
you
learn.
want to hear my first Seder?
You learned
My
what?
first Seder was in the army. Until
Oh.
then, I didn't know about any Seder, nothing. Only when I was in the army, then I saw
Wow.
what the Seder is.
Oh.
Yeah, my parents were complete apikoursim. No,
We
yeah.
used to starve until my father started. An hour after sundown, you have to start. I was invited to a Chabad Seder. They won't start until after 9 o'clock. I think Shabbos Lichting was 7:40 here, so it's 8:40. Yeah, not after 9. We ate about 10, 11 o'clock.
So you know what you do? You eat before. You eat before you go. That's it. Yeah.
Exactly. Good idea.
Why wait?
You know what? There's no rule against putting stuff out on the table for nibbling during the first part
Are
of the
you
Seder.
kidding?
That's what I do.
You do nashim.
Yeah.
You put stuff out for nibbling.
You nash.
No, we couldn't.
National, yeah. Yeah,
Oh, no,
national.
no.
Okay, guys. Okay, so first Seder
Hello?
next week. This week we will probably finish our story about, the guy from London and his wife that was afraid of crossing the water. So let's do.
Yes. Yes. Where are we?
No, it's not this, it's this. Okay. Do you see it? I'm going to enlarge it.
I have to go.
Better.
Okay.
Better?
Yeah.
Yes,
Yeah.
Yes, it's
much better.
Okay, much better. So we are Daled. Bald wie mir oben sich ungetun. So, Susan, please.
Bald wie mir haben sich ungetun, beter uns Meuchel sein in police station. Soon as we,
Oh, yeah.
Where can you use the cursor?
Here.
Yeah.
as soon
Listen.
as we got
I don't.
well, as soon as we got dressed, he asks us for forgiveness in the police station.
So
Stop.
just a reminder, they came to visit a friend. It was too late because he was arguing with his wife about going back because they had to cross the bridge again. And he put them to bed in his furniture store, and they woke up and people were staring at them and laughing at them, and then the policeman came.
It's the furniture store. Yeah.
So that's just a reminder. So the policeman is asking them to come to the police station.
Steig, fall mir ihm zu die Fies. Was haben wir da gesündigt? What do you mean? We fell down and begged him. How have we sinned? Was haben wir sonst heute Begel gewähnt? How did we have such a terrible sin? And heute is a sin, I assume. And was hat zu tun mit der Bagel?
Not a bagel. Not a
Bagel.
bagel. Okay, therefore I'll explain it. It's not bagel.
It's bagel. Hotet bagel. Sin with respect to the calf, the golden calf.
Oh.
Oh, Hote Bagel. Okay. So what does it have to do with the golden calf?
That was a big sin.
Yeah, that was a big sin with the golden calf.
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
And I think it's being sarcastic.
Yes, exactly.
Avada. It's all sarcasm. Nothing is serious here. Dacht ich, wir sind schon sunzerige opgekommen. It seems to me we've already come to our own place. Based
No, no, I think abgekommen here, we already got what comes to us.
Oh,
Overcame. I think we overcame.
we got what we deserved.
Exactly, because it connects with what's coming.
Wees wir sind gelegen in Fenster und die ganze Welt hat von uns Häuser gemacht. Because we were lying in the window that was in the window of the store, and the whole world was making fun of us. Aber their policeman, but the policeman, will von gar nicht wissen, doesn't want to know anything. Wir werden ungeklugt, sagt We're going to be cursed, he says.
Not cursed, I think it's, how do you say, indicted?
Charged.
Accused.
Charged.
Accused, yeah.
Charged, yeah.
Look it up.
Charged, yeah.
Sucht von
Beleidigten.
Beleidigten die öffentliche Moral, because we had sinned against the general idea of what's morality.
Yeah, the morality, yes.
What's considered correct.
Yeah.
Herd an Unglück. Have you heard of such a bad luck? Zurich zu minor. I say to my, and who is the minor?
His wife.
Zurich zu minor. I say to my wife. I read this a long time ago, so I forgot. Rosche Gittel, a schöne Hasene hast du da mit dein Kalischen ungearbeitet. Rosche Gittel, such a pretty wedding. You with your fainting worked out this time. Wo schweigst du? Why are you so quiet?
Okay, so just a moment, Susan. I see Refoel has something to add, or...
Yeah, I just want to point out that that öffentliche Moral, it just means public morality. Öffentlich means public, so public morality.
Oh. Okay, thank you. Okay, go on, Susan. Gizia Geschrei.
Gizia Geschrei. So she yells out, wer schweigt? Who's being quiet? Und sie nimmt und fällt in Galoshes and she in a faint.
So just a moment, I'm stopping you again. Elaine?
What's galoshes?
What's
And
what?
galoshes.
Galoshes? Painting.
Galoshes is painting and galoshen, same thing?
Well, the verb galoshen.
The verb.
And galoshes.
Oh, mit dein galoshen means with your fainting?
Yes.
Yeah.
He
Yeah.
faints all the time.
So I have heard, especially one friend in particular tells a funny story about using the word galoshes, like for something that's disgusting.
Nauseating.
No.
Nauseating, yes. So is that the same word?
Yeah, it's my galoshes. You want to faint it, so.
Paint.
Haloshadik. You would say haloshadik.
Yeah.
Okay, all right. Yeah, because it's a word, I just thought it meant disgusting, but you're saying it does, but it's like a roundabout way of, it's like, it's so disgusting, I'm gonna faint.
Yes.
Yes.
Well, wouldn't you say haloshadik?
No, haloshadik is the act of it. No.
Okay.
My mother used to say haloshes. It was something horrible.
Yeah.
Something that would make you faint dead away.
Yeah.
Wow. Huh.
Okay, go on, Susan.
Yeah, so you can say wait a minute, what was it? Sie hat gefallen. Have you
Yeah,
ever heard
gehaleft.
that?
There you
She,
go.
yeah, she fainted. She
Yeah.
gehaleft.
He
Yeah.
said constantly. That's
Mhm.
Aha.
Okay, go on. Da schreckt sich.
wer schweigt? Who's being quiet? Und sie nimmt und fällt in Kalusches and she faints again. Der schreckt sich der policeman und entläuft. The policeman gets scared and he runs away. Mein ich doch, als ich bin schon seinige Potter und ich hab auf die Hand zum Himmel. So I understand at that point that I'm already through with this stuff.
Mhm.
Her stuff. I'm tired of her stuff. And I raise up my hands like this. I raise up my hands to
Heaven.
Erst, sie gedauert nicht kein 2 Minuten und ist dort zurück. And first of all, it doesn't last even 2 minutes and he's back again. Mit noch 2 police light, with another 2 police. Hat upon him gesehen, he had perhaps seen as for mein Rosh Gittlin, that for her, for my Rosh Gittel, is ein policeman wenig. One policeman is not enough. For darf man haben ganze 2. For her, you need.
Can you just explain that ein policeman wenig?
Okay, Susan, can you tell her?
I'm trying.
Okay, that one policeman is not enough.
It's
She
not.
needs 2.
She needs 2. She's over the top.
And wenig, what is the meaning of wenig?
Too little, too little.
Oh, too little. Okay, yeah.
Too little, not enough.
Not enough.
Too little.
Little.
Actually,
Okay.
she needs 3 because he went and got
Yeah.
2 others.
He came back with 2. Yes.
Maria, I'm glad you're so logical about this.
Yeah. Yes.
Quite a now.
Can
Okay,
I just
Susan.
ask something? Going back to line to Seinika Potter, the way I understood it was the policeman was gone and I was relieved. So I
Yes.
lifted up my hands to heaven.
Like,
Is that correct?
thank God. Like
Yeah,
thank God.
God. Yeah.
Yeah.
What
Yeah.
the water?
Yeah. He was relieved. He thought that's it. That's the end of it. But not like this. Okay, Rafael.
I was finished with her tricks, with her behavior.
No,
No.
Seinika, not Meineke. Seinika refers to the policeman.
The police.
That I was already free from his, that is the policeman's complaints or his actions. That's what the Seinika is. It's confusing to me at first also, but it has to refer to the policeman.
Yeah.
So Geseineke in
Seinika.
itself,
Yeah, Seinika means the things belonging to him. And the
Hey,
him
Zeiner,
here
Zeiner,
refers to
Zeiner.
the policeman.
Yeah, Zeiner, yeah.
Okay, Luisa, yes.
Yeah, I have a question about that word because it seems to me that it's coming from the Hebrew patur, like I am exempted, right? Am I right?
That's
So-
correct. Yeah, patur means exempted, freed from, finished with is how it in Yiddish often it means finished with as well.
Yeah, so basically what he's saying is he's already.
But it's a very strong word. You're through with it, no more. It's not a mild expression.
We used to say PG, put the geworden.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, let Luisa finish the question.
Thank you. The concept in Hebrew, when you say I am patur, it means I am exempted, like from taking. It used to be at the university that you would be exempted from taking a class or from taking a test or something like that, right?
Yeah.
So-
Yeah, but Harry Potter, yeah, he got rid of it.
Yeah,
that-
yeah,
So he
whatever.
thought that he was free from that situation, basically.
Yes, yes, yeah.
Thank you.
And which word was that that you
But
referred?
Potter gewesen.
Potter.
But can you put the cursor over it? I'm sorry.
The moment I will find it here,
Oh, put.
Potter.
It's a Hebrew word.
Uh-huh.
See it? Okay. Rochelle, please. Yeah.
It occurs in the Seder. The one of the three Albabonim says, "Ich bin dem Potter."
Potter, yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
he says, I am done. I'm done with this. I'm not interested. I'm exempt from it, and therefore I don't have to listen.
Yeah, ich bin
Okay.
dem Potter. Ja, ja.
Okay, so let's go on. Hilda, can you continue? Und Kachove?
Und
That's Hebrew. That's Hebrew. Kachove. And so it was.
all right. Kachove. So it was.
Yes.
Helfen nicht kein keines meines. What does that mean?
The same.
Kindness or minus. It doesn't help to negotiate or to argue.
All right. Okay.
It doesn't help to argue.
Viele nicht ihr dritten Mal Hallischen. Man nimmt.
No, translate it. It didn't
Oh,
help
sorry.
to argue and אפילו nicht ihr dritten Mal Hallischen.
And not even to faint for a third time.
Exactly.
Okay. Man nimmt uns
Okay, Hebrew again. Bekovat Godel. I think that's how you pronounce it in Yiddish. Not sure.
Bekovat Godel und unter die Hand wie Hussenkalle. Hussenkalle und mit feiner ganzen Mevik?
Musik.
No, music.
Okay,
Oh,
so let's
music.
go.
Oh, that's
Yeah,
a
music.
sign. I see.
So let's go back. Man nimmt uns bekovat Godel.
We nehmen becovered Godel means what?
They were taken us with great, I will say with great fanfare.
Ah, yes, with a great fanfare, with ceremony.
Yeah.
Unter die Hand, by the hand, or undertake them by
the arm.
The arm. Wie Hussenkalle, like a bride and groom. Und mit feiner ganzen
Katzenmusik.
Sorry.
What is that?
Katzenmusik.
Katzenmusik.
I'm not sure what it means.
Okay, and with a fine
Cat calls.
Yes,
Cat
there's a
calls,
word
you
for
think?
it. Squealings.
Yeah.
Okay, cat calls. Was die Lobuses,
Lobuses, like
Lobuses, like the villains.
Sure.
Yeah, but in gas, like the villains out in the street, haben uns auf den Weg zugespielt, like the lobuses out in the street had done to us. Yes?
They played along. They played for us.
Played along. Okay. Führt man uns avec zu der Gruppe und fragt schon nicht. They took us off to the Gruppe
Yeah,
And
but that's, you know, with
The jail.
like this.
yeah, to the chuppah, but it's to jail and ask no questions. Is that right?
And don't ask. Yeah, and don't ask.
Okay. Wir haben über sich dem Emerson Prozess. Wir haben über dem
Über sich.
über sich. I don't understand that line.
So we are getting the read. How do you say
Through a
the-
real,
the-
they're being processed as criminals.
yeah,
Yeah, they got the full treatment.
Oh, they
the
got the
guy
full
that-
treatment. Yes,
it's the-
that's
it's
it.
the-
Yeah.
it's the real
Okay.
treatment. It's
Yes.
the real treatment.
Yeah, it's wonderful.
Okay.
You have this image of them walking down the street,
Treat-
you know, arm in arm, like they're going to a
Yeah.
chuppah and they're going to
To prison.
to prison, yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. thank you.
Mina, what is levoses?
The bosses are like kind of
Ma?
of street, or I would have said street urchins.
No, I think I think
Idlers, people who hang around the street and do nothing.
Oh, batlanim.
Oh, yeah. Yeah,
Okay.
but lanim is a good word. Yeah.
Thank
Okay,
you.
thank you, Hilda. Michael, please, can you continue? Vai.
Wij, was mir haben als übergelebt. Goodness, everything that we lived through, experienced. Der judge, alter Russia me Russia, the judge, an old evil man, hat nur gewollt uns in Chadgadya reinhacken, only wanted to put us away in jail, und noch erst schalach sein uns von Land, and then expel us, send us out of the country. She's geschehen ein Nes, a miracle happened. Mamash der Nes Chanukah, like the miracle of Chanukah, was der Advokat unserer hat ausgeklopotschet a Geldstrafe. The miracle was that our advocate, and I assume it managed to extract, but I don't know the meaning of that word, a monetary punishment.
A
What
fine,
is
a fine,
the-
a Geldstrafe. Yeah,
fine.
maybe
Fine.
Rafael,
Fine.
No,
Rafael,
but
what is
Yeah,
Ausgelopchen?
the word chalopchen means to expend effort. And so he managed by effort to extract. And while I'm speaking, let me go back to the word chadgadya there, which means prison. The reason it does is because of a pun in Polish. The word chadgadya, of course, is the only goat from the end of the
Yeah.
Seder, right?
Yeah.
But the word for goat in Polish is koze. And that word also is used in Polish slang to mean prison. And so in a very roundabout way into Yiddish, chadgadya comes to mean prison.
Oh, wow.
That's
That's
a great
fantastic.
That's a great explanation. Thank you. Wir haben uns zugemischt mit zu bezahlen 10 Pfund. They sentenced us to pay 10 pounds, jeder einer, each one of us, kurz Gerichtskosten, aside from the cost of the legal process. Vorher also nicht wissen von Azerbaids Nachtleger, wie ich habe nicht gewusst von wann ich will nehmen das Geld. If only I would know of such an evil dead, I'm not sure about the translation, as I didn't know where we would get the money for paying the fine. What would be the translation?
What is the translator of Nachtleger?
A Nachtleger is probably a bed.
Yeah,
Yes.
Nachtleger is a place you spend the night.
The
And so
night.
I shouldn't know of such a terrible place to spend the night, as I didn't know where I get the money from.
Okay, thanks.
Thank you, Michael. Rafael, will you continue, please?
Yes.
Klal.
Haklal. Well, anyhow, ich hab mit große Zorres aufgekavet meine 10 Pfund. With great difficulty, I managed to gather together my 10 pounds. Und sie in Court hereingetragen, and I brought them into the court. Wegen ihrer 10 Pfund hab ich, dem es sorgendig, nicht getracht. About her 10 pounds, my wife's, the truth to tell, I didn't even worry about it, didn't even think about it. Soll sie sich verdrehen, ihr Spodek? Let it be her problem. Literally, let her spin her own hat. Can sie nicht? Soll sie a bissel sitzen in Chadgadia? So if she can't, she should sit for a little bit in jail. So I can have a little bit of rest. Karg, Soros, hab ich von ihr? Do you think I haven't had enough troubles from her? So Karg is literally stingy, but I'm translating here as just a little bit of difficulty I've had from her. Hab ich dem ganzen Klopet gedarft, wenn ich sie mit ihrer Krankheit, mit ihr Chalischem. Didn't I have the entire Klopet? Now, I'm not sure what a klopot actually. What is klopot?
No idea.
Oh, klopot, I've got it in my
I
dictionary.
know.
Trouble or annoyance. It's a Polish word.
I know.
Yeah, what is it, Luisa?
It's actually depending on the Polish pronunciation in different areas of Poland. They would pronounce it klopote or kłopote. My parents used to say kłopote, and that means problems.
Yeah, problems. Yeah,
Uh-huh.
trouble or annoyance or concern. Right. So didn't they have enough problems? Hab ich dem ganzen Klopot gedacht. Did I need all this problem? If it hadn't been for her, with her seasickness and with her fainting, is the Chaber der judge a Soni Yisrael? However, the judge was a anti-Semite. Vetter kein Yidden nit teuve nicht tam. He wouldn't do any favor for any Jews. Paskenter, he makes the judgment, oder mit sollen beide zusammen, oder wir gehen sitzen zusammen. Either we both have to pay at the same time, or we'll both go sit in jail. Weil man hat uns beiden zusammen gefunden bei einer Vera, because they found us guilty of a single misdeed. Geharta Meise, have you ever heard such a thing? Bekitzer, in short, Shaya hat sich merachem gewen. Our friend Shaya had mercy on us. Hat ausgeborgt die Geld. He lent us the money. Und wir haben sich geratet von Turme. And we rescued ourselves from prison.
Oh, yeah.
Shall I continue?
Yeah, it's just another 2 lines and we finish.
Das is my Nes Chanukah. So that was my miracle of Chanukah. Der Viachrufim, or as I call it, der Nes Chanukah von London Bridge. The miracle of Chanukah of London Bridge. Gefällt euch as a Nes Chanukah, huh? You like this kind of Nes Chanukah, huh?
Bravo.
Okay, yeah. We
That's
finished
delightful.
this story. So, any
Oh,
question,
my
any comments of
Yes,
this
can we
story?
talk- Can we
before
talk about the word
close this thing?
Spodek? Can you talk about that word?
Yeah, a spodek is a kind of hat, but people don't use it usually to refer to hats anymore. It's a high fur cap trimmed in plush or in fur. But
really?
yeah, betreyen a spodek is to annoy or pester.
Right.
Upton a spodek is to play a trick, and so it's
Right.
almost only used in Yiddish now in idioms. Lo sie drehen a spodek. Let her be annoyed.
My mother used to say a ganze Spodek. I don't know. I remember that word. A big deal or something, right?
Sure.
Elaine?
Ich bin Rothschild, it's in there too.
Yeah.
Yeah, the word gefällt in that second to the last sentence. I can't remember the whole
Yeah,
sentence.
it says gefällt euch Hase. Gefallen is to please. To say I like something in Yiddish, you say it pleases me. So gefällt euch Hase. do you like?
Mhm.
Does it please to you?
Oh, I got it.
And what is Sputnik again?
It's a high trimmed
Oh, that was the
hat.
hat.
Marsha?
Didn't they name one of the ships that went up into space? Something
That
like
was Sputnik.
Sputnik.
It's Sputnik, it's something else. Sputnik, that's
Sounds
something
Could
else.
be it. Sounds Yiddish.
That's great.
Sounds very Yiddish.
Yeah, very Yiddish, not Russian.
Because it's Russian, you know, it's the Slavic part of Yiddish, right? The words that we
Yeah.
get from.
We can just, you know, take everything and say it's Yiddish, no problem.
Oh, I'd love to see a rocket named Sputnik.
Sputnik, okay, okay. We can send suggestion to NASA.
No, you have to, now you send it to Elon Musk.
Right, right. There you go.
Okay, Steve.
I have a question. Do any of you guys remember the Loretta Young show?
Of course, yeah.
Okay. All right.
Came
so
waltzing in.
About 1 billion years ago, I was probably home from school, and I know I was sick, because if I wasn't sick, there's no way I'm staying home from school. Anyway, so sorry. So anyway, there was a program about a woman in a shop window who gets stalked by a guy that she hit with her purse because he got handsy with her. So I'm going to put that link in the chat box. I just wanted to explain to you, it has, the only thing it has to do with the show, with the story we just read, is that it's about a model who lives in a shop window for a week to promote the shop.
Oh, you have the link to the show?
Yeah, I'm going to put it.
Oh, that'll be adorable.
You muted yourself, Steve.
I just put it into the chat box. It's a link to the show. It's called "Woman in a Fishbowl" is the title of the program. It was a half an hour, but I found it on YouTube, and I remembered the program when I read this story. So I thought I would share it with you guys. And if you want to go back down memory lane and see Loretta Young, Geig is into hate.
Can you put it in the next newsletter that we get? Because the chat goes away.
Not
Okay,
if you
it
just hit the link. Just hit the link now and save it.
Oh, okay.
How do you do that?
How do you do
Just
that?
click on the link, and
You
then
save the
when
link.
it comes up, there's a little star on the address line. Click on that, and it'll save.
on the bottom of the email that's sent to you, there's a little box that says today's chat. Click on that when you get it.
Exactly.
I send out the
Yeah, you can also save it with the
Thank
3
you.
dots at the bottom of the chat box. You could save it as a.
Oh,
as a
you know what? I
file on
never
your
knew that.
desktop.
I never knew about the 3 dots.
3 dots, the bottom there.
Okay.
Just click on
And-
that, and it says save chat, and it'll save automatically onto your desktop with a weird number.
Okay, guys. Any
Thank
more
you.
questions?
I'm helping everybody be self-sufficient.
Any more questions about the story? Yeah, Louisa.
Yeah, my question is on that whole sentence that has the word Spodek. Soll sie sich verdrehen ihr
Spodek.
Spodek. So,
Okay.
Refoil, you were saying that Spodek is the hat?
Yeah.
Yes, Spodek is a hat, but it's almost never used to mean a hat. It's used in these idioms like drehen a Spodek. So drehen a Spodek is to annoy someone. Soll sie sich verdrehen ihr Spodek? Let her annoy herself.
I was just looking up in a Polish dictionary. I was trying to find the word, and of course my written Polish is not so good. But I saw something about it being something under also, or a saucer, for example. Something like that, if it is coming from Polish. It sounds to me like it could come from Polish, that word.
I think this one is a Russian, not Polish.
Okay. Thank you. Thank you.
If you,
Yeah,
I just,
Morty.
Marty, go ahead,
Yes,
sorry.
about what Luisa just said. I also knew that Spodek was, in addition to the name of a hat, it was like a little plate, a dish. And as a matter of fact, it supposedly the hat had the form of that dish upside down.
Exactly.
That's the origin of the word Spodek as used in Yiddish for both. Mostly, like it was said before, in idioms, initially as a hat that had the form of a upside down dish.
Yeah.
Yeah, that makes sense.
What's
Yeah.
the relationship?
Yeah.
Maybe Raphael knows this. The relationship between spodnica, which is Polish Yiddish for a skirt.
It's Polish.
Yeah, is
Yeah.
it the
Spodnica
same
is
root
Polish.
somehow?
A spudnica?
Spodnica. Yeah.
Spudnica.
Spudnica.
Yeah. My mother used to say spudnica.
Yeah, das ist mein
Yeah.
liebster jiddische Wort.
Yeah.
Spudnica.
It's the same meaning because it's in plural if it's Spudnice.
Okay,
It's a
no.
plural.
It's just Polish, I don't know.
It is Polish.
Okay, guys. So I think we summed up this story, the English part of our travels. And we are crossing the sea to Cuba. So
Salsa.
we have a group member which didn't appear for a long time here, and she's from Cuba, and I will ask her to come and talk to us next time, which will
Betty
be
Clark.
Yeah, Betty, after.
Hi, Beverly.
I
Hi,
have a
Julia.
suggestion. Take a picture of the link with your phone.
Well, that's too hard to click on it, though. I just made a folder on my virtual desktop and labeled it Houston, and then I can copy and paste and put it on my virtual.
Yeah, but no, you don't have to click. You just have to take your camera of your phone and take a picture of that link that Steve.
Okay.
Yeah, but is
we
the
will
link-
just, you know what, Steve, send it to me, the link to me or to Beverly. We will ask Michael to put it in the newsletter. Okay? That will cover everything. Anyway, does any one of you know anything about Jews in Cuba? If not, that's the time now to.
My aunt lived in Cuba. Her father moved there before the war, and they lived there until about 59, when they came to New York. Or before then, actually, they came to New York because my aunt. But she grew up in a Cuban Jewish community in Cuba, and then amongst her family. I mean, you go to a simcha with her family, and you are Roombaing until your tuchus falls off.
I'm going to see in Philly. There's a Cuban orchestra Friday night, and they're doing a retrospect to the mambo. And
Okay, so we are in line. Anyway, why is it close to my heart? Why Cuba is so close to my heart? I didn't know my grandparents, none of them.
Nina, can you hear me?
Yes.
I'd
So
like to tell you a little bit about Cuba. I was
So
in
just
Cuba.
a moment, let me finish. So the only picture that I don't know how they looked like. The only picture that I do have of a grandparent is my father's father, who was in the Polish Foreign Legion. How does a Jew end in the Polish Foreign Legion? Don't ask me. We don't know. Anyway, the only picture that I have of him is from Havana, Cuba. How did he reach there? What did he do in Havana, Cuba? I have no idea. And to this day, I really hope that maybe 23andMe or Ancestry.com will find me some, cousins in Cuba that he left there. So who knows? I don't know. So that's why Cuba.
Oh, that would be exciting. Yeah,
It
someone
will
could go
be.
visit.
It still didn't happen, but the only picture that I have of a grandparent, it's signed there, Havana, Cuba, 1920. Okay? 1920. What he did there, no idea. Okay, Leah, you wanted to say something.
Yes, I was in Cuba about 20 years ago when you couldn't even go to Cuba, but I did. I went with Bernice Kaufman, in case anybody knows her, and we went through a program called Cultural Solutions. It was a program that was provided by the United States government to learn about the Cuban people, to let the Cuban people know about us. So I spent about 10 or 12 days in Cuba, and it was right around the time that they had Simchat Torah. I know somebody in Houston who's from Cuba, and she went to an American school in Cuba, and she met a Cuban woman who was not religious at all. As you know, they're not religious, a socialist, but she was very lovely. I sent her an email and I asked her if there's anything I could bring. And of course, you can bring everything, toothpaste, Band-Aid, they have nothing. I got so much stuff that I had to pay $60 in overweight luggage. I also heard that they don't have a rabbi, but they have a rabbi who
So
comes
you
from.
brought with you a rabbi?
What was that?
You brought with you a rabbi as well?
No, I don't think so.
In her
But
suitcase.
they do have a rabbi.
A plain
I
rabbi.
don't know what it's like today, but 20 years ago, they used to bring a rabbi for some holidays from Argentina. So I contacted the rabbi, and he was going to be there for Simchat Torah. And I asked him what he needed, and again, he told me the same thing. Things that we take for granted, aspirin, all these things, they can't get it. Anyway, so this woman picked me up from the airport and took me to the synagogue, and it was Simchat Torah. And then as I came in, an old man came over to me, and he said to me, "Irote pesfamir?" Well, guess what he wanted? He wanted money. I gave him a $20 bill, and he cried like a baby because they were making $30 a month in Cuba. At that time. So $20 was a fortune.
Doctors were making $30 a month.
Right.
That's how bad it was.
The most sought after job in Cuba at that time was to be an attendant in a public bathroom, because they would bring buses with tourists and each one would give them $1. So these are the people that were the richest. But it was a beautiful, it's an amazingly beautiful country. The people don't know what they don't have, so they're very happy. They sing, they dance, they're with a guitar in all the parks. It's just a gorgeous, gorgeous country. But at that time, they were very assimilated, and it's very strange because they have two different synagogues, one for the Ashkenazi, one for the Sephardim. But when you go to the Ashkenazi, you say Ruiz, you go to the Sephardic, you say Goldberg, because people mix marriages and they want to be buried together. So why they have two different why they have different cemeteries is beyond me. But it is a beautiful country, and it is a pity that that's what it is. But today, I don't think they have more than 600 Jews in Cuba.
Exactly.
It's a very small community.
I have a small story.
Thank you, Leah. Let's start reading, the introduction to the story. Not the story itself, but the introduction to the story. So let's start. It will give us some, it's from a collection called Antologia of Mexicanisch, Uruguayisch, and Cubanisch, published in Buenos Aires in 1980. So zu der Charakteristik von Cubanisch. Morty, please. Let me just, I will move it.
Jiddische literarische Schaffungen.
I have a problem. If I make it bigger, it goes. Okay. I think that's the most that I can
that's
do.
good.
That's
Okay.
good?
Yeah.
Interesse ist allemaal besser.
Okay,
good.
Jiddische literarische Schaffungen auf Insel Kuba. Literary writings in Yiddish about in the island of Cuba. Die jiddische Immigration von Mizrach-europäischen continent, the Jewish immigration from the Eastern European continent, noch der Erste Weltmilchume, after the First World War, hat sich gewendet zu dem Insel Kuba, was directed or oriented to the island of Cuba. In the meiste Fall, in most cases, is ihr Insel gewesen. In most cases, this was the end of the story.
No,
No,
end
no,
seal.
What does that still mean?
End seal. The
Yeah, what's
final
that?
destination.
The destination.
And seal.
Anzukommen in die Vereinigten Staaten, coming to the United States, wie die Immigranten haben gehad, Brüder, where the immigrants, or where the emigrants really, had brothers, Schwester, Eltern oder weitere Mischpuche. Brothers, sisters, parents, or farther relatives. Aber
So the end seal, the final,
the end seal
it was to come to the
United States, yes. Aber die Amerikaner Immigratiegesetzen, however, the immigration laws of the United States haben in jene Jahren zugemacht die Tieren von die Vereinigten Staaten. The immigration laws had closed the doors to the immigrants to the United States. For this reason, dank der Gesetz, thanks to the laws, as noch wohnen in Kuba a Jahr oder zwei kriegt man die Visa reinzuführen in die Vereinigten Staaten. For this reason, and thanks to the laws, after living in Cuba for 1 or 2 years, you could get a visa to come into the United States. Haben tausende jüdische Immigranten sich ungesammelt auf der Insel Kuba. For this reason, thousands of Jewish immigrants gathered in the island of Cuba.
Okay, so just a moment, Morty. I see that Rafael raised his hand.
Yeah, von deswegen is nonetheless. So even though they couldn't go directly to America, they could use Cuba as a stopping place on the way to America. So von deswegen nonetheless.
Okay.
Thanks.
Where is it? Where is it? Can you show it?
I need
Yes.
Von deswegen.
Oh, where is it again?
I don't see it.
I didn't get there yet.
I just lost it.
It's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5,
Here.
7th line.
Where is it?
In deswegen, three words.
Yes.
Von deswegen. Yeah.
Okay.
And what is die meiste Fallen?
רוב המקרים. Sorry, it just came to me.
So is it
In
3
most
words
cases, in
for
most
nonetheless?
Yeah.
Yes.
Nonetheless. Okay. So die meiste.
Die meiste haben in die Jahren noch 920 gewahrt, sie kriegen die Visa kein Amerika. The majority had in the years after 1920 waited to obtain the visa to come to America. Derweil hat sich das Gesetz geändert. In the meantime, that law was cancelled, was over.
Changed.
Geändert, I think it's cancelled.
Cancelled.
Yeah.
Ended. It's to
Ended.
change.
It's from
I think-
onder. It's change.
Change.
Changed.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Thank you.
Change then. Hat man verlängert die Zeit zu sein in Kuba, gedei fort, sie kriegen die Visa. They had to extend their stay in Cuba in order to obtain the visa. Als Immigranten verzweifelte, zulieb die Schwierigkeit zu machen ein Leben, many of the immigrants verzweifelt.
Yeah, verzweifelt.
Right.
Despair.
Not a despaired due to the difficulty of making a living, zulieb die klimatische Bedingungen due to the climate conditions, zulieb der Sprach due to the language, wo sie sehr gewesen fremd, which was strange for them, zulieb elend due to the loneliness, haben gesicht sehr Ziel auf verschiedene Wegen, durch heiraten mit einem Amerikaner Bürgerin, gedei zu kriegen, das Recht da reinzukommen in die Staaten. Okay.
Can you break that into small phrases because it's such a long sentence?
Okay, sorry. Solid elend, due to loneliness, haben gesicht sehr Ziel, they search for their way auf verschiedene Wegen, in different ways, durch heiraten mit Amerikaner Bürgerin, through marriage with American citizens, gedei zu kriegen das Recht, in order to obtain the right reinzukommen in die Staaten, to come into the United States.
Okay, thank you. So nothing new under the sun.
Nothing new under the sun.
Nothing new under the sun.
Right.
Okay, Claire, will you continue?
Ja, die Verzweiflung von den Immigranten haben ausgenutzt a Gruppe Smugglers. Okay, what is verzweifelt?
I don't know, disappointment.
Well, despair.
Despair.
Despair. Okay, the despair of the immigrants. A Gruppe okay, so they used haben ausgenutzt a Gruppe Smugglers. Based on this
the subject is
despair.
smugglers.
Huh?
The subject
What?
is smugglers. Start translating with a Gruppe Smugglers. That's the subject.
Okay. A Gruppe Smugglers took advantage of, haben ausgenutzt, this, what is verzweifeln? Was ist das?
Despair.
The despair of the immigrants. Yes, they took advantage of the.
And what is smugglers?
Was?
Smugglers.
And smugglers?
Smugglers.
Yeah, I think smugglers, yeah.
Yeah.
Welche haben, ja, the coyotes, okay. Welche haben mit falsche Zusagen bewogen a Teilimigranten zu proben, sich reinzuschmuggeln in die Staaten. So, ausgenutzt. So this, the immigrant,
the smugglers.
Oh, here. Welche haben mit, welche haben mit falsche Zusagen, that used false promises, right?
Yes,
Mit
yes.
falsche Zusagen, bewogen, they were able, a Teilimigranten zu proven. They were able to do something to a part of the immigrants, zu proven sich to try to bring in these immigrants into the United States.
They promised them false promises to get the immigrants into the United States.
Yeah.
Right.
And bewogen here
is, yes.
Bewogen is from bewegen, to move or to convince. So they convinced some of the immigrants. Bewogen.
Yeah. Zusammen bewogen a tail. Yeah, they were able to convince. Yeah. Is there no?
Kyle?
Okay, wait, but it's over here. I
Yeah,
don't
yeah,
see
I
it.
know,
Could
I
you
know.
go down?
I'm doing it.
Ah, okay, okay.
A Teil ist gelungen.
A Teil ist gelungen. So a part went well, aber sie haben jahrelang gehabt Schwierigkeiten. But for years, they had difficulties beim Kriegen Arbeit to get jobs und beim Bekommen their Residenzrecht. Okay, so they had difficulty getting a job or working, and also difficulty to receive Bekommen their residency, their right to residency. Asach haben bezahlt mit dem Leben. Oh, a large number paid with their lives. Sie seien umgekommen in die Wassern von karibischen Jahren. Oh my. Sie seien umgekommen. They died in the waters of the Caribbean Sea. Asach haben noch lange Isurim und übermenschlich übermenschlich Gefahren und Schreck sich gemusst umkehren kein Kuba. Okay. Asach haben noch, a large number, haben noch lange Yisurim. Okay, what is Yisurim? Had long
Pains.
Oh, had long great pains und übermenschliche Gefahren. They had dangers that were terrible.
Yes.
Und Schreck sich gemusst, und Schreck, and not only pain, but fright. Frightened. Right. So they had to return, umkehren kein Cuba. They had to return back to Cuba.
Okay, thank you, Claire. So let's
Sure.
finish it because that's the only, the
Yeah.
paragraph, and the story we will read later on. So Luisa, if you can finish it, die Späterdicke.
Die späterdicke Emigratie hat schon gemacht Kuba für ihr Endziel. So the later immigration, right?
Yeah.
Made the Cuba for ihr, how do we translate it? Because of it.
Like final destination.
Endziel.
Endziel.
Schaffen dich zusammen mit die verhabte zulieb Amerikaner Immigratiegesetzen a stabilen Yishuv. So I'm going to retrace. So the later immigration made Cuba an end destination. Schaffen dich together with, what would be schaffen dich? Zusammen mit
Schaffen dich
creating.
To create together.
Wait, one person. Mina.
To create together with.
With the verhabte, what's verhabte?
Court.
The coat.
The court, the ones they to catch.
No, the one that got caught in Cuba because of the American immigration law. So they were like caught.
Trapped.
Trapped is a good
Trapped.
yeah.
Yeah.
That's a good, yeah. They were trapped there.
So that means
together, so the later immigration together with the previous one that got trapped in Cuba because of the immigration law, together they created a stable community.
Okay, so I see. So it was the ones that were trapped in Cuba because they could not make it to the
Yes.
That made it a stable community. Zwischen die Schmugglers ist verblieben der Zecher von Jiden, was ist gewesen, so between the, or among the smugglers, remained the memory from a Jew, was ist gewesen a smuggler y a mesur. So who was both, he was both a smuggler and a devoted.
No, an informer.
Oh,
Informer.
an informer. Un Ort zugedient der Amerikaner Konsulat. And he, I don't know what zugedient is.
He served the American consulate.
Oh, he was an employee.
He was informer for the American consulate.
So when you say, when you say,
sides.
wait, you said a reformer for the or an
informer.
Informer.
So he was a double agent.
He was a double agent, exactly.
Weiß mir.
Konsulat. Otazoi hat sich ausgefuhren beim Onheib die 20er Jahren der Yishuv Kuba. And in this way, Otazoi hat sich ausgefuhren, would it be began or conducted?
It was like created or took form, created.
Took form from the beginning beim Onheib, the 20er Jahren der Yishuv Kuba, the 20 years of the Cuban community.
The 20er Jahren, it means here in the 1920s.
Now in the 20s, right.
Thank
you.
1920s, the issue, the settlement in Cuba. So that was kind of.
What is the word before Cuba?
Issue.
The community
settlement. So that's just, an introduction of how Jews came to Cuba and what were the reasons that they stayed there instead of continuing to the United States. And after Passover, we will read the story itself about Jews in Cuba.
Good.
Any question? And Cookie.
I just wanted to say a friend of mine, may she rest in peace, Faye Rubin, she was born in Cuba and she was able to go back when no one was allowed in Cuba. She went back through a US government and a Jewish organization to bring food and supplies to poor Jews in Cuba. And so she went on a trip to Cuba, but she said she had a lovely childhood there and it was beautiful, everything like that. And she was able to, revisit all her places where she was born and get a trip there when no one was allowed to go. Remember that.
Okay, thank you. Marsha?
The word Pashidna, I hear it all the time. I think someone translated it as different. Am I right? Or
yes, you're right.
All sorted.
All kinds of.
All kinds.
Sorted.
All kinds of.
Sorted.
Can you read?
Okay, only one. Beverly,
can one person again explain?
Beverly, can you tell her what is Farshidn? One. Beverly, you're muted.
All kind.
Okay, it's all kind.
Or assorted.
Oh, sorry. Yeah, all kinds for shading the difference. Sorry, I couldn't get out.
Okay, I saw. Any more comment, questions, stories? Doesn't have to be about Cuba. Near Cuba, Miami. Okay. Sorry, I'm too tired. I'm tired. I'm starting to talk nonsense. I'm sorry.
Why don't we sign off?
Okay. Bonnie?
Yeah. And so I was there maybe 15 years ago. I don't recall the exact date. And we went on, it was kind of a mission. It was a Jewish mission. There was an organization that to whom we were able to go. And we brought all kinds of supplies. I got some things from some of my doctors, gauzes and bandages. And again, we brought toothpaste and a ton of stuff. And I actually went to 3 synagogues. So there was the regular, what do I want to call it?
Ashkenazi.
The Ashkenazi, which was funded by synagogues in the United States. And it was actually a lovely building, but it was all donated money. And they had a rabbi that would kind of rotate, I guess, through different islands. But otherwise it was lay-led. And a lot of the translation was in Ladino, which was fun because if somebody's speaking, somebody's got their whatever on. And so that was interesting. And then we went to a Sephardic synagogue, which was actually in someone's home. And they had all kinds of Jewish memorabilia there in a case. And then we went to a third one, and I don't remember what town it was in. It was almost like a cave. It was sort of a modern cave. And which I have to ask my brother, it was startling. And I think it was all painted all white. It was very, very tiny. So that was kind of exciting. But the way people lived, I mean, they lived in apartment buildings that some of them, the windows were open. I mean, if you went to the window, I mean, there was no window. I mean, it would be like falling off a cliff. And the buildings were very, very dangerous. And then we saw another one where people had lights strung from God knows where. I mean, cords hanging, from one apartment to another. And there was just a bunch of, they didn't look like Christmas lights. I mean, they were, bulbs. And it was really very sad because, I mean, it was a tragic way to live. So those are some of my recollections.
Okay, thank you. Yeah, Claire.
Yeah, my father had gone to Cuba. He said it was I remember then, it was a vibrant, beautiful community. And then my husband also went to visit, and they asked him to take the Torah scroll, take it out of the country. So they gave it to him, and he later took it to Israel. So yes, at good times they had a very nice community, but later it was very sad, very sad.
I mean, people used to go to Havana and for dancing, and I remember one of my neighbors told me, and she'd probably be 90 or 100 by now, and it was the hot spot to go to. Yeah,
right.
But that was then. Yeah.
They have an English song, right? Da, 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 go to Cuba. Da, 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 da.
Okay. Okay.
We got our taste of Cuba.
Yes. Louisa?
I saw it.
Yeah. Morty, I'm sorry. Morty just sent me something very, very funny. Morty, would you please share?
Morty, I see his room and his chair, but he's not in his room. So he's not in his room. He probably got called away or something. I see his room, I see his chair, but no Morty there.
You want to tell us what he said?
Oh yeah, he found the Wikipedia. I cannot forward it because I just tried to send it to myself, but I cannot do it because I have some technical issue going on with that type of forward. But Morty just sent the most hilarious picture from Wikipedia of Spudzik, which is remember we were talking about the word spodek.
Yeah, the spodek.
And we were talking about the hat, and that I found on in dictionary that it was also a saucer, right?
Yeah.
So the Wikipedia gives exactly the hat that is coming from the saucer, as if it shows a Hasidic Jew. If you look up Wikipedia and the word Spoddik.
Okay.
So it shows a there we go.
Yeah.
Somebody just sent this to me, and it has the word spodek from Polish spodek, which is the saucer, and there we go with this image of putting a dish or a plate upside down. And I remember that my parents every now and then would make a comment like somebody would put this as a hat or something like that. But it's just a very funny, very funny conversation.
Well, I'm signing off, folks. This was a lot of fun. A dunk.
Okay, guys. Okay,
So
so
that's great.
remember, next week is our third Seder, and it starts at 10 o'clock,
10, yeah.
11 for other people. And I will send in a couple of days, I will send you a reminder, and I'll send you the list of readers so you can find after whom you are going to read. So please find yourself in the list, and you will know where to.
You're so organized, a dunk. A shame of dunk.
So,
Not shame done.
okay.
Aha,
See you next week, guys. Bye.
Thank you.
Bye.
Bye-bye.
Bye, everybody.
Why can't I end it? Oh, okay. Now I can. Bye.